be a bit... Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. I haven't done a particle system in a while. I certainly haven't done one. I actually have never done a particle system with a, like, hardware renderer. I've only done particle systems with software renderers that I wrote myself. So I actually just don't even... That would be a cool idea, though. Like, we need to make a particle system, like a VFX kind of particle system for Sparky. But, yeah. If you're talking about stuff like Z fighting, essentially, or just the fact that particles kind of go through each other, then, yeah. I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. All right, anyway. I'm going to try and get some work done. So, yeah, the depth. What's your opinion on smart pointers and why aren't you using them in Sparky? I don't like smart pointers. Simple as that. I'm not going to get into an argument here because I just don't feel like it, but I just don't like smart pointers. That's why I don't use them. I think people should just man up and manage their own memory, honestly. Smart pointers are for people who, like, you know, are new to C++ and, you know, can't be bothered actually programming correctly. This is C++, not C. And for those of you who may be watching this on YouTube, because when it gets uploaded there, like, questions that I'm answering are just in the chat. So, you know, you'll have to guess what the questions were because I'm not going to keep the chat over here all the time. All right, anyway, so the biggest problem that we have right now, or the biggest reason to even have a virtual file system, is the idea of mounting paths, right? So, is that a whiteboard? I assume you mean that? Yes, that is a whiteboard. I got that about a few weeks ago. In fact, I think like 1 week ago. So yeah. Really useful. I highly recommend you guys get a whiteboard. I've always loved whiteboards. But anyway, I was gonna say that the biggest thing with the VFS is that, like, what you can do is you can, when you start up, right, you mount certain directories. Like, in fact, it'll look like this, right? So you mount a directory. This is the directory, like, that you're mounting, or rather, this is the name of the virtual mount, and then this is the physical path, right? So basically, what that means is that if I say, hey, VFS, I want to read a file at /res/texture.png, you know, basically it'll be like, oh, I see that you're using the /res thing, so I'll look for something called res, and then I will resolve that to be this path. So in this case, it's exactly the same, so really won't do much. But you know, you could obviously resolve that to being something as ridiculous as, like, C, you know, users yarn, I don't know, I'm making something up, desktop res or something like that, right? You know what I mean, right? But the engine will always refer to as that, and you can also mount you can create multiple mount points for the same kind of virtual path, right? So this could also be, you know, if I had 2 users on my computer called Yarn and Cherno, which would be fun, I could, for example, I don't know, do something like this, and then it would, you know, try and get the file from this one first, and if that fails, it will try and get the file from here or whatever, right? But the idea is it's very useful because it means that we can kind of refer to resources, or it doesn't really have to be a resource, it could be just any kind of files that we're trying to read or write. We can refer to them by kind of just abstract names, like to map out directories, right? And then all we have to do is somehow resolve them in another place, yeah? So it means that if we switch platforms, for example, and we suddenly need to store the files in a different directory, for example, if you're on Android, you'd be storing your, you know, user data or your files in one place, but if you're on Windows, you might store them somewhere else, yeah? All you have to do is change this one line that mounts that thing, because everywhere else in your game, you would be using something like that. That's a pretty common technique, because it also opens up other things like being able to, I don't know, for example, just have like binary blobs, right? So you can literally just have like, you know, all of your resources in 100 megabyte file, yeah? And then inside the file, you might have some kind of system inside that file where you just load that entire file into contiguous memory, essentially, and then you just, or something like that. I don't know, I'm just talking here. And then, of course, when you like, as far as your game goes, you still refer to it like it was, like they were literally different files. But how basically what I'm saying is the way that your virtual file system delivers you the data you ask for is like up to it now. So it's not just as simple as, hey, this is a physical file that I'm asking to get, right? It's more or less like, hey, I'm giving you like the name of both a path and a file, and just get it for me, right? And then, of course, the virtual file system will somehow either serve that file to you from your hard drive, or maybe from, again, a binary blob or something like that, or maybe from a place in memory, even if it's been cached. There's this whole thing. It's basically like an asset server. In fact, it is in many ways an asset server. Like an asset server is probably something that I would make that sits on top of the VFS that just creates stuff, and we may explore that. I don't really think we'll get much into that because right now, like once we get the VFS working, and it almost is working. Once we get the VFS truly working though, we won't have to, until we actually start more complex things, which probably won't be for a while, that'll be enough for us to use pretty much everything, and then we can maybe look at creating an actual asset server in the future. All right, anyway, that's kind of the way that works, okay? So I just wanted you guys to know. So basically, the idea is when you do mount, right, what you want to do is, it's as simple as having like a map, right? An unordered map, of course, of a virtual path which maps to a physical path. The reason this is a vector of physical paths, right? Because as I said before, with that other example, you can have this one thing mapped to multiple things, yeah? So we basically just have a physical path that we map to, okay? The other limitation that I am absolutely imposing, at least right now, I'm 100% sure that there's a good idea to impose this thing, is that you cannot say, like over here, you can't be like, I want to map this directory. No, this has to be a single directory, okay? You can't do something like res textures, for example, and expect that when people try to load a file from resources/textures/ texture.png, that it will then take this and swap select that thing out with like this in this case, yeah? No, because that becomes too complicated. Like because if people start doing stuff like that, that means that, hey, if I also define that, how's it gonna know which one I'm talking about? Am I talking about this res, and then I want to look into a directory called textures that is inside this directory and then texture.png, or do I want to mount this and then just look at texture.png inside this folder? It just becomes hugely messy. So you cannot, if you want to have res textures, just maybe define a mount point called textures, and then all you have to do is say, hey, /textures/texture, right? Easy. That's kind of the whole point of having a VFS anyway. So I don't really, I am limiting this in some ways. I'm not even sure if I don't think that you need anything like this ever. It certainly would be weird, I think, to me to do anything like that. I don't know. I feel it would be very weird to have to do that ever. Like right now, at least. I mean, obviously with practice, in practice and in the real world, we'll see. Can you mount a directory as /? That's not a bad idea. Yeah, perhaps if you just do something like that. If you decide to mount a directory as an empty thing, by the way, the / is, so to access a virtual, I'm calling it, directory, you have to have a leading /, right? Because if you just say, I want textures.png, it's going to be relative to the working directory of the exe, whereas if you do /, it's going to be a virtual path. Kind of like what Java kind of does with its jar files and stuff like that, where if you start with a /, then it's relative to the jar file, whatever. Anyway, the point is that's how you define, that's the difference, right? So you never have to write the / in here. For example, you don't do that, you just say that. The / gets added automatically, it's irrelevant. So I guess if you try and mount an empty path to something like that, for example, then yeah, maybe you could do that. I don't see why not. I mean, all that would do obviously is just say I'm going to replace that with that. And that would work. So yeah, I guess bad fly dog. I guess you can just mount a directory as just a slash. Plan on doing any tutorials using that whiteboard instead of Mischief? I'd love to. I mean, I could. That's a lot easier to use than a graphics tablet. I'm still somehow not used to writing with like on a graphics tablet. I don't know why. But anyway, but I don't know. Like I think it'd be a bit awkward. Like I don't know. Like I'd have to be like one of those people who like stand up with like a camera filming them and the whiteboard, and I have to like stand up, and I don't know. I think it'd be weird. I don't know. I might give it a shot and see what it looks like. Maybe I'll look cool standing in front of a whiteboard. Who knows? Who really knows? Can't know for sure. Until you try. Okay. More things. In Java, when you call get resource string with no leading slash, it's relative to the package where the class is stored in with leading slash, it's not. Yeah, exactly, right? So, like, ultimately, Java uses a slash to indicate something. If you use get resource, then the leading slash is used to indicate that it's, like, relative to something else, whatever. So, in Sparky, if you see any file path ever that starts with a / it means that it's a virtual file path that will get resolved by the VFS. At least, that'll obviously only happen. That'll obviously only ever happen if you decide to actually call, read file from the VFS. If you, fopen something, then, well, obviously that's not going to be the case. What happened to you remaking Minecraft in C++? Not unless I missed it. I did see a video of you starting it. Yeah, that was in like 2014, and that was for a university project, which I subsequently finished. So I didn't really obviously, the project only went for like 4 weeks or something. So it wasn't like, it's not like I had a year or something. So obviously the result was pretty simple, but I mean, you could walk around, you could place and remove blocks. There were 3 different types of blocks. So I don't know. I mean, I finished it. It's called Chernocraft. It's on GitHub. The only problem with it is the raycasting. It's horrible. Maybe I should remake it. I don't know. But back then, it was the best I could do. But yeah, that was ages ago. So, honestly, what I was going to do is that's why I had Chernocraft in here for a while. I really wanted to rewrite or port Chernocraft to Sparky, but I ended up I just couldn't be bothered doing that. No, Sparky was evolving so rapidly at that time anyway. So yeah. How long have I been programming? Well, I guess I officially started in 2011, so 5 years. That's actually quite a bit. I always thought myself as not having that much. Yeah, so 5 years. I mean, I technically made a game when I was 12, but that was using Game Maker. So I didn't actually write code. And I probably did some HTML stuff. I don't count that. When I actually started learning a programming language, when I started learning Java, which was my first real programming language that I learned, that was in 2011. So yeah, 5 years. You doing Lottom Dare 35? No, not. Unfortunately, I don't have time. And I just can't be bothered as well. Maybe next time. After you make Sparky, are you going to publish a game that uses it? That's kind of the idea, right? So I'd love to eventually kind of work on a game that uses Sparky and put that out there. I mean, I'm in no rush to. I mean, I've got a job right now, so I'm really not in a rush to do that. But yeah, I'm ultimately the motivation for me making Sparky, apart from the fact that I love working on game engines, is because if I were to ever make a game by myself, then I'd have to use my own technology. I just couldn't. I've tried making a game with Unity and with other engines. I just can't, man. It's just not fun for me, right? It's not the same experience for me. It's all about like making something that you really made, right? I guess I'm kind of old school in that sense. I don't like the idea of like it's just because it's just so easy to make games nowadays, right? You open Unity and you've basically got a game already. Like it's just so easy. That like for me personally, the journey of making a game has to involve like low level tech essentially. That's just the way that I work. What part of game engines do you prefer? Well, graphics is my favorite part. I'm actually really sick of graphics right now though, because I just spent ages writing a good OpenGL and DirectX renderer, and I say good loosely because they're actually not that optimized. But anyway, so DirectX and OpenGL, PBR, and like just I'm so sick of this stuff, man. And I started doing shadows, and then I'm like, you know what? Why am I doing this? Like, I need a break from graphics. But graphics is usually my favorite part. Yes. Yeah, making the engine is the fun part. Exactly. Like I've been like that's been me. Like every single Ludum's Air, if you haven't noticed, I've just loved working on the actual the back end technology. And then I'm like, oh, I guess I need to actually make some gameplay now. I mean, don't get me like I like working on gameplay sometimes, but I just like working on engines more. How many guitars do you own? 5, I think. So I've got one classical guitar, which was my very first guitar that I ever started playing, and that was when I was 11. I've got a proper acoustic. Whoops! I got a proper acoustic guitar, and then I've got 3 electric guitars. And I think that's it. I got a bass guitar as well, but that doesn't. I don't know if you count that. Can you play something on guitar? I don't have a guitar within reach. I'm actually like I don't. All my musical stuff is in my studio. Like the studio that you probably saw from like Ludum Dare and stuff is actually at my parents' place. So I'm in my apartment right now, and I like don't like making noise here. So that's why everything is over there. I've never finished a game mainly because I prefer to do all the behind the scenes stuff more than I do. Yeah, and I'm like the same. And the thing is, like, if you're that kind of person, it's almost like I almost recommend that you go into like AAA game dev because like. Okay. Sorry, phone notifications. Because if you're working like in a actual proper like large game studio, then you're never actually like you're never really you don't really get the responsibility to finish a game because you work in like quite a large team, and it's like it's like a kind of joint effort. And you just kind of work on small features and you get them done obviously, and then that might not seem like much, but when you put together the fact that like 30 50 people whatever 100 people working on it with you, then obviously you actually do get something. So if you're the kind of person who doesn't like finishing stuff by himself, then yeah, get a job. That's all I can say. I mean, I'm kind of the same as well. Like I just can't, I don't know. It's, yeah. What's your favorite programming language? C++, I think. I just really like C++. I just like the fact that I can do pretty much anything I want with it, and it's not going to complain. It's just going to crash. Okay, anyway, this is turning more into a Q&A stream. I actually wanted to get some work done, so I'm going to go back to that now. But I'll answer one last thing. How are you planning on doing the level editor? Will you do like 2 tabs? One of them is the actual editor and the other one is the code, or you will save it into an Excel file and load it into the game. So yeah, your latter like thing is the correct thing. So there's not going to be any code editing in the editor. This isn't really going to be like a game editor, which is like what Unity is. It's really just going to be a level editor. So you can use it to literally position objects in a 3D world. And then when you export that, like it's just to create scenes. That's it, right? It's just to create static scenes. Like there may be obviously some dynamic elements which you can hook up with code later at runtime, but like it's just to create scenes. You place a bunch of objects around. You add. You configure all your, I don't know, maybe like cameras and stuff like that. Whatever. there might be triggers and stuff. So you position all your objects, you export the scene, it serializes that into a format, and then the engine can load that format at runtime, okay? And any kind of gameplay that happens, that's all done using code in the engine. Because again, as I was just saying, Sparky is kind of all about, like, again, my motivation for Sparky was like, hey, I want to make a game, but I want to make my own engine first, so I'm going to make Sparky, right? That's my motivation for it, as I said. So because of that, that's essentially how I like making games. Yeah, I like having a level editor. Obviously, I don't like positioning things in code. I like having a level editor to set all that stuff up, maybe configure UI even and stuff like that. But any like actual things, I want to be in Visual Studio writing code. That is how I want to make the games, right? I don't want to start hooking stuff up using an interface like Unity or anything like that. No, I want to do. I'm a software engineer. I want to do stuff in code, but obviously, you know, visual positioning of things should happen in an actual tool. Hot dogs or burgers? Burgers. I don't even really have, I mean, burgers are a lot healthier than hot dogs, I feel. Just primarily because sausages, like, you really don't, they're just, yeah, not great. Yeah, beef is generally better than pork as well. I'll take that. I mean, pork is delicious, but yeah, chicken, I'm not a fan of chicken, like, almost at all. Like, I don't mind chicken, but I don't get the big deal about it. But yeah, definitely burgers. I like making my own burgers. Anyway, enough. Back to work. So, let's make this work. I want to make this work, and I also want to go to bed at a reasonable hour. So, let's start. So when we do stuff like this, let's see, we make a new instance. Like, I don't remember where I left off, because I haven't touched this code in a week. So I have no idea what's going on here. Okay, so this really needs to resolve the path. That's the issue. So we need to, when we do that, we need to see if, okay. So if path 0 equals a slash, obviously that means that we are in a virtual situation. And I'll probably move this out, but I guess we'll use read file as our example for now. Yeah, maybe. Like, I don't know, sorry, I don't not like chicken. Like, I like chicken. I just don't like froth over chicken, right? I actually like turkey more than chicken. But anyway, the point is that I don't like, you know, I'm not like, oh my goodness, chicken is the best thing ever. No, I prefer red meat, first of all. But then I prefer turkey over chicken, so I guess chicken's almost like my last preference for meat. And that's just, I don't know. I still like it though. I like all meat. I mean, let's be real. Okay, anyway. So, if the path slash is a virtual path, which means that we need to do a few things. I guess the first thing I'll probably do is end up splitting this into a bunch of directories. So we'll do something like split string path slash. So you have to use forward slashes as well. I will not allow backslashes. I mean, I guess I could pretty easily. Like, if I just do that, then we suddenly can split both, because I'll split any delimiter. But I think we should stick to forward slashes anyway. I mean, backslashes are Windows only, and since we're using a virtual file system, we're going to stick with one convention. That's going to be forward slashes. So we've got a bunch of directories. So basically, the idea is this first directory that we have now. Okay, yeah, that also, okay, sure. That first directory that we have now is really kind of what I'm talking about. So like, that first directory is something that we call, so that's the virtual kind of directory, right? And I'm just kind of writing this code out so I can just look at it. Right? I guess I'll just do .front. Right, that's the first directory. So this is what we need to match into the mount points. So I guess we'll kind of move this here's what we'll do. So if there are no yeah. I don't really think that I'm not really sure that should be a check, because I think that will just be an error. Like, that should maybe be an error, because if you do start with a / then you're kind of done. Am I going to add a physics engine to Sparky 2? Yes. We currently have Box2D in the solution, but it's not hooked up at all, and I'm going to use PhysX for 3D physics as soon as NVIDIA get back to me. I really need to actually tell NVIDIA to bloody... I tried to get their Git, like, if you're an NVIDIA developer, which you can just become by registering, you can get, like, they'll add you to their private GitHub repository with all the PhysX code if you fill out a form. But I've filled out the form like many times, and they just haven't added me. So I need to like ping them or something and be like, look guys, what's up? So hopefully it doesn't come to that, but if it does, then I may actually have to do that. Because like we totally like have contacts with NVIDIA, so I can we actually work quite. I mean, I was in an NVIDIA video first of all, so I think I can get their attention by just emailing them. But anyway, as soon as they approve that, as soon as they add me to that freaking repository or send me the code or something, then I will probably add PhysX into here. I just need the code. All right. Anyway. So, Twitch makes Jono's turkey. Yeah, I need to have more classic live streams. I need to have more classic live streams with, like, the turkey on the stove, and I'm always, like, worried about it, so I'm always, like, running back and forth, and yeah. Am I going to add VR support? Probably not. I mean, if someone wants to expand, it's not that difficult, really. It's really not that difficult. You just have to render the scene twice, and, like, for example, if you're using the Oculus Rift, that'll actually take care of all the distortion for you automatically, by the way. Like, it's a driver level thing. So, really all you have to do is render your scene twice from two different like, you just need to create an additional camera and render it. So, technically, it's really going to be easy to add VR. In fact, someone could literally add VR to Sparky probably rather quickly. Like, I would say I could do it in a weekend if it was me, just because I've never done VR before. So if someone wants to add it, totally fine. But again, I'm not adding it purely because it doesn't really interest me right now. If it ever does, then I will. All right, anyway. So we get the first directory, and then this is really what we're searching for. So we're searching for, so V, like this needs to exist basically. If it doesn't exist, then there's a problem, and we basically return a null pointer. So the way we can check if it exists or not is we say mount points dot, and I always forget this. I always forget this for some reason. Find. It would be find, right? Yep. So if mount points dot find v, I'm not going to call this v. I don't think. Maybe I will. Well, for now, it means virtual path. Equals, what is it? I think it's that, right? That means it didn't find it. I don't actually know. I need to check this quickly. Soz. What is it? Unordered map, find. Come on, what do we got here? Yes. Okay. If I don't even check that properly. Yep. All right. You guys should be able to tell if this is C++ instantly. I mean, provided you can see the code. I hope it's not too small. But anyway, so yeah, we'll essentially return null pointer. Because there's no mount point, and you've requested a mount point. So I guess then that you no longer need this. Because if the mount point's empty or whatever, that's what this will do. Instead of doing this as well, you could probably just make sure that it's not empty. So if you do find it, you can always probably do something like, if it's empty, then yeah, well, there's no mount points anyway, so we can just return null point. I don't know why there wouldn't be any mount points, but that's just something that we can try anyway. And then finally, what you need to do is you need to start iterating through all the mount points for that thing. And that then gives you the physical path. So the physical path translates to that. So you will have to do something like, I guess we can just do something like string remainder. I don't know why I can't think of variable names right now, but this will just be path.substring v.size path.size minus v.size, I believe. Maybe we'll have to verify this. There might be a -1 in there that we need. And then that's our remainder. So then we try and patch that. So the path that we will try is going to be physical path plus maybe a slash. I need to make some kind of API for actually creating this, but we'll assume that you probably shouldn't need a slash because I assume that the remainder will contain that. Plus remainder. And we only need to create that here. All right. That should work, maybe. So this is gone now. That may actually work. I don't know. We'll test it out. So let's mount the resources directory as being C users yarn. Is that actually my name? I actually don't know. Let's see. Let's just go to my desktop. So that would be C users yarn. It is, no, it's not yarn. It's just Y. That's right, because my email address is y@engineering.com. All right. Desktop. We'll make a, let's just go, and we could do this, right? Yeah, let's do this. So I've got the Sparky release folder that I made here, which has the Sparky engine. Oh, that's a huge file name. Let's try and open spcore.lib. So we'll mount this path. Quickly just replace. Why is there no current selection? Just replace backslashes with forward slashes real quick. So res is now that directory for some reason. So that being said, on mount will, I think mount will work. So let's just see if we can VFS get read file, which is a thing that we wrote, res/spcore.lib. So we should be able to read that file like that. So let's see what happens. I don't know if this will work. We're gonna step through it though, because stop saying I don't like chicken. I do like chicken. Man, this really is recompiling everything. What did I... Really? I don't think I changed any header files, did I? Who knows? Build errors. What? That's not like me. This is definitely not going to be fun. Because... Oh, I know why. It's because that is there. Yeah, okay. Now this will actually have to probably recompile almost everything. Oh, because mount was, yeah. Okay, no, that makes sense. It's all fine. All is well. Got a few linking errors, but they should be fixed now. Any more questions built during this long build? All right, here we go. It's all over. Let's run it. We don't need to look at the memory. Okay, so mount, sure. Read file. Yep. All right. So if path doesn't equal that, then serve the file as is. Good. No, none of that. Directories. Split this up in directories. We have res and then that. I guess. Okay. V is that virtual directory. This should work. It did. Fantastic. The remainder, that's what I was interested in. Okay, so that's wrong. So it should be -1. What specs do I have? Not very good ones. My CPU is an Intel Core i7 3770K. And then I have 16 gigs of RAM and a GTX 680 graphics card. NVIDIA, obviously. Why? Oh, no, that's not what I meant. +1. Why is it +1, though? Size. V.size 3. That's... it's a little bit suspicious. Yeah, it's a 600 series. It's all. I built this computer in 2012. And I haven't really had a need to upgrade since as well. Which is weird, because my first computer I built in 2010, and then in 2012 I built another one, so 2 years later. And this one I built in 2012, and it's like 4 years later. I'll probably build one at the end of the year, again. When NVIDIA release their new series of GPUs, which is soon. Alright, spcore.lib. Okay, so that worked now. But why? I'm a little bit confused as to why v.size is 3, substring starts 0, 1, 2, 3. That should have... I don't know why the +1's needed. Oh well, I guess it works though. So anyway, we get that. So we create the path being that, which is actually the correct path. So does the file exist? It does, so we read the file. Alright, there we go, done. Whoa. Whoa. Something didn't work. Size -1. Poof, that's weird. Why did that happen? Get file size. Clearly didn't work. Why did that not work? Path. What? Hold your horses. I don't understand why that did not work. Where will NVIDIA go now after 900 series? 1000 series would just feel weird, I think. I don't know if they've announced this yet, so I don't want to say, but I do know what they're called. I'm just Googling it. Looks like everyone's assuming it's 1000 series. No comment from me, but I do know what they are. Oh, they have, I think. Yeah, they totally are the 1000 series, it looks like. I don't know, everyone's calling them the 1000 series. Oof, maybe people will be disappointed. No, I'm kidding. I'm not gonna... I don't want to speak out of place here, because I don't know if... Oh, here we go. Here is the source. Looks like there is a source. Yeah, the 1080. Yeah, I can't wait to get the 1080p. That'd be great. Alright, anyway. Read file. So this kind of fails for some reason. So what's the path? Oh, that's why. It's because the physical path is wrong. It should be that. So I guess because file exists also does directory exists. Okay, that's a little bit of a bug. Because file exists should not work for directories. It looks like it does though. Anyway, that exists, so yeah, we get the file back. So if we go back to here, then so that worked. So just to prove that, or in fact, we can just get the size, can't we? Yeah, let's do that instead. So anyway, now that we've done that though, that's the important thing. We can kind of change this to be like resolve path or something like that. How did DICE optimize Battlefront so good? It doesn't lag at all on such detailed levels. Yes, Battlefront is really, really good. I like, as much as I like am not the biggest fan of the game itself, the engine, obviously, like Frostbite, and like the technical aspects of the game are really, really good, and I really like it. So yeah, I don't know much about Frostbite. I mean, obviously I know quite a bit. Well, I know a little bit, but I can't really answer your question because I obviously didn't work on Battlefront, so no idea, but they did it well. And I mean, like, Frostbite does have some of the most advanced rendering technology in the world. I would say the most advanced, actually. Like, yeah. I mean, they're definitely more advanced than Unreal, which I think is probably the second best looking engine. But yeah, again, the fact is that they're just like, it's because they invest a lot of time into like optimization, whereas like Unreal, for example, is all kind of about, hey, let's make this look better, which is fair enough. But since Unreal don't really have the goal of shipping games, whereas, you know, EA do, it's kind of more about, I guess it's a lot of it is about, hey, like, we need to get this running as fast as possible. So some of the stuff that they've achieved is, yeah, definitely really good. It's, yeah, a lot of breakthroughs. All right, anyway, I'm trying to think of a way to make this work everywhere. So I guess the big thing that we need to do is, then we have to iterate through that. So how would we write this? So if the path, then we save the file as is. That's going to be the same, I think, everywhere. Except, of course, we do read text file instead. And then write file's going to be the same, except write file. And then write text files is also going to be the same. Okay, and then this stuff, so splitting it into directories, getting the first directory. So this will be, I guess I'll call this virtual directory. I can't call it virtual, can I? That's a keyword. The power's in the hair. Yeah, true story. Oh, that window I had open was kind of acting like a light, wasn't it? I guess I'll keep it open. Yeah, that's how you get lighting, by the way. Instead of getting lights, you just set up monitors with like white windows. Because see, if I get rid of that, oof, I lost all that cool lighting I had. Anyway, why is beards such a big thing among programmers? I don't have this because I'm a programmer. I just think I look better with this. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of clean shaven Cherno. Let's just put it that way. So yeah, that's just, yeah, my personal thing. And again, I'm also not a fan of having a huge beard. I kind of like to be clean, but just not, just kind of a little bit of a thing going on. Okay, anyway, enough about freaking facial hair. I need to get some work done. So we've made this work. I guess we've kind of done it, haven't we? I mean, this works now. So what we need to do is, because I don't want to copy this code everywhere. So let's see what we do here. Uses mount points to find that. I guess we can do that anyway. because we also do the file exists thing. And then we could, I guess, yeah, like it's valid directory or something. And that could loop through it, and then as soon as the file's valid one, it... Yeah, we could actually do some pretty cool... We could move most of this stuff out. Let's do that, actually. Let's do... I don't know exactly what this would be, though, because we need to somehow... We would have to take back a path. And that path would be the actual physical path. So string out physical path. In we would have to take the virtual directory. So it gives you, it would give you the physical path for which a file exists if a file exists. And it would need to take in for that the virtual directory would be needed and whatever the remainder is. But it works out the remainder because it's going to do all that. So I guess all it needs is the path. So const string path. So the virtual path, and it gives you out physical path. I don't like the name of this method, but we'll roll with it for now. I'll put this right here maybe for now. Okay, and it's basically going to do all of this except, so return false, virtual path, virtual path, virtual path, physical path. So if file system exists, this will be a return false, this will be a return true, and out physical paths equals path. Done. So I think that that will work now, maybe. So that means that we can lose pretty much all of this because we've made it universal now. Because like the reason I did that is because all these, like all other three of these need to work on the same system. So now all of that means is that this find valid directory situation, which we could actually adapt for that, which I might in a minute. All that needs to do is take in the path, string physical path, takes that in. And I guess you could just do return blah blah blah, read file, otherwise null pointer. And yeah, I guess we'll move this as well, right? So that will just kind of give you false. So if path equals that, if that path doesn't equal that, then we can just say file system, file exists, virtual path, because the virtual path ends up being, which I'm honestly about to rename to just path. That ends up being the actual path. That's why. All right. So, 10 p.m. Getting late. All right. This engine will properly support both 2D and 3D. So it won't do like fake 3D, like, fake 2D like Unity does, where it's really just orthographic 3D. Like this will actually do proper like depth testing of like 2D, you know, without any concept of 3D, and like actually do, you know, all kind of 2D optimizations. And like the batch renderer is a pure 2D renderer, right? So that's, yeah. So that's the idea. But yes, it'll support both. Yeah, I mean, it does support both right now, but it will continue supporting both, definitely. So we need to do this. Yeah, I guess we can actually just do that, right? Oh, we need the out physical path. So the out physical path would just be path. Okay, so this kind of finds our directory for us, which is great because you can tell that this line is almost the same as this line, except does the file exists, which that thing does. So really this becomes that. How great is that? It's really good. Oh, and this needs to be physical path. That's it. Look at that. And the best thing is that we can now change this so that it does the exact same thing everywhere. So in this case, it'll just do read text file instead. In this case, it'll do, you know, write file instead. Like, how good is that? Really solves all of our issues. Done. So find valid directory. What should we rename that to be? Get physical path. Resolve physical path. All right. So this returns a boolean with your thing, and of course you get the out physical path. Whatever. So sandbox. So this should still work. And then we'll if assuming this works, we'll switch over the engine into doing this. We'll probably, once we do switch over the engine into doing this, we will probably merge this VFS branch back into master, and then we're done for tonight. Yeah, worked. It worked indeed. Cool. So let's switch over the engine into using this format. So let's see how Sandbox is set up quickly. So it's got resources and shaders. So here's what we'll do. We won't do any of that. We will actually split this up properly. So we'll say we'll mount, so this is Sandbox. So we'll mount models as being res/models. We'll mount PBR, I guess, as being res/PBR. Sponsor can just do whatever it wants. Maybe. Shaders. I mean, some of these mounts that I'm creating now don't make sense, but if we move them around, they will. So shaders will exist as I think it's just shaders. So again, we don't really need that mount to be there at all. Is that all we do? And then there's dagger. I guess we should move that around. And the textures, of course, are in here. So I don't really care about that too much because they'll be inside PBR. All right. Anyway. let's go into test 3D. Oh, I guess we'll go into sponsor test and fix that up. I don't know exactly because that's in sponsor. Let's see. So shaders skybox becomes slash shaders because it's a thing path. That becomes slash shaders. This becomes models. This becomes, we'll just mount sponsor. I don't want to get too crazy with this mounting though. Maybe we'll leave that as just res. Sure. Okay, so that should work. If we try and run this, this should just work because we haven't actually gotten test 3D to work. And best. 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 All right. Well, it works. Oh, this is OpenGL as well. Disgusting. Look how quickly it's rendering though. It's lovely. It just doesn't look that great. Because I need to fix the OpenGL shader. Alright. Also the camera sucks. Might use this my camera. Cool. You can kind of see the reflection off the floor, which is a bit weird. But look at that frame time. That's actually really nice. It's better than I thought it would be. We've got lighting direction. We don't. That would be nice. I should add that. Let me add the lighting direction. That'll look nice. Test 3D has it. And intensity as well. Oh, the face is in the way of the frame time. Well, the frame time was like 1 millisecond. In fact, I'll prove it. Just get rid of my face for 1 second. Don't worry, it'll be back. It's back. All right, anyway. So light direction does nothing. It's a little bit weird. I think that's OpenGL's fault. Yep, that'd be OpenGL's fault. Classic. And intensity probably does nothing. Ah, weird. Lights. No, that should work. Let me switch it over to DirectX and we'll see if that makes any difference. It'll look proper though. It'll be slower as well. Because of reasons, primarily me. And this is in debug mode as well. Don't forget. Okay, no mip mapping. Oh, we need to see if that guy actually did fix mip mapping or not. Okay, the light works, which is good. Hey, it looked like OpenGL was at lighting in 0. Doesn't it? That's why it wasn't. Huh. That makes sense, kind of. Now. And then the direction, obviously, will do that. This looks so bad with without mip mapping. We need to do that. I think someone fixed it because on the GitHub there's a pull request for mip mapping that I haven't looked at yet. So as soon as we wrap up this VFS stuff tonight, because I'm done actually, VFS obviously works, I'm going to push the code, merge it to master, check out master, and then do a thing. And then I'm gonna, fix mip mapping hopefully, because that is upsetting me. Anyway, whoa. You guys probably can't see this, but look at the frame time with the debug menu up versus not. It's like, it's not even twice as slow. It's 10 milliseconds slower. What on earth? Whoa, I'm doing something very, very wrong. That doesn't even make any sense though. That should be ultra fast. Yeah, I don't know. I need to really take a look at the DirectX implementation that I've written, because it's not great, obviously. All right, anyway. Did I die for a second time? I've been here, right? Cherno sucks at debug menus. I'll quiet you. Yeah, the building stuff was a pull request I accepted. So this is the great thing about me releasing the stuff on GitHub, because people, like, it wasn't GitHub before, but I'm imagining all this stuff. People just make stuff for me. It's great. All right, so let's see if we can get Test3D to use our new system. So let's see. Where do we load this? So this used to be res PBR, now it's just /PBR. This becomes, we'll keep that as res/skybox. That should really be in textures though. It says, oh no, this is the old one. Why is that still here? I was gonna say, it's very weird. This becomes that. We can get rid of that from everywhere. That's why we need a level editor, so all this stuff is serialized and not sitting here in the code. Dagger's going to stay like that. Models obviously got mounted, so we can just do /models. That's it, maybe. Yeah, we'll just see if this works. Could do find and replace. There's not that much though. Okay, what image? PBR. I did mount that. Suspicious. Oh, because it's a load image thing. Oh. That's annoying. Okay, I forgot about that. So, can we give this guy, instead of a file name, can I just give you a buffer? Please say yes. Get file type from handle, free image IO. So struct. Yeah, that's not. Oh, that's annoying. Oh, that's so annoying. Oh, I guess we can compromise by saying, ooh, we could actually do this. Yeah, man. Check this out. If we make this public, then all of our problems go away, because this turns out is actually a decent function. Because it means that we can, in like load image or something, or image load, I always get that backwards. What we could do is just say that, hey, this is our file name. And why is that a freaking char? Oh, I guess they both are, whatever. That's weird, because there should be a conversion. Anyway. We'll say that string path file name. So if VFS have to include SP system VFS result physical path. I mean, I might just do this, honestly. String physical path. File name physical path. If that's false, return null pointer. Why is that? All right. Otherwise, yeah, we then need to find that and replace it with file name equals physical path dot c string. Done. Okay. So, that should maybe work now, hopefully. Sponsor is a place, right? It's a classical kind of scene that people use in 3D graphics. And it is, yeah, spawns a palace. So this is, as you can see, what was in Sparky, this thing. It's very typical as a graphics thing. In fact, I think they said something, maybe not. I don't know if this covers anything to do with graphics. It doesn't, unfortunately, but yeah, that's the thing. All right, okay, of course, this isn't gonna work either because we need to say when we load the model. So this typically wouldn't happen. I just haven't written like these two cases. Like the other one would because it's free image. This didn't though. Yeah, the teapot is too basic. The teapot is great if the teapot is good as a test model, not a test scene, obviously. Anyway, SPM system VFS.h. So, obviously stuff like this is not ideal because first of all, it's a model, so we'd be memory mapping it anyway. But since we don't have that yet, we're forced to do it this way. So this is very temp. I'm just gonna write this. All right, and then, but basically for now, this becomes why are you sad? All right. I always forget that. Okay, and then of course we just need to use physical path. I think that's the only place we use it anyway. Yep. No, I guess we can assert the file. Whatever. Okay, so this should work now. So that's actually quite nice, I think, because it means that we, okay, great, there's our scene. So yeah, it's quite nice because it means that we don't have to do anything fancy. Yeah, that is incredibly worrying. Look at that. What is going on? The debug layer is not yelling at me. That's, yeah. I need to profile that. See what the problem is. Maybe with NVIDIA's tools as well. In fact, maybe we should do that. Start performance analysis. We'll see. I'm actually really curious now. Definitely shouldn't have done that now, but it is what it is. All right. How do we use this? Blah, blah, blah. Tray application. Guess we just run it. Enable at least one provider in tray settings. DirectX. Launch. Capture control. What was that set to? I'm glad, Kenyo Styles. Alright, so this is doing a performance analysis. Let's do that. Okay, awful stuff. And stop. See if this is useful at all. I've never used this before. Alright, GPU utilization 4.4. Ooh. Average of 93 API calls per draw call is very high. Yes, obviously. It's because of the mapping. I know that. I literally cannot profile this until I fix that mapping issue. Because it's really quite silly. I don't want the summary. Timeline. That's taking a while. Okay, this is good. This is better. This is more or less a profile. Function calls. Function calls row. Compute graphics, don't care. Really, graphics is the only one thing I'm interested in. I'm not doing any compute stuff, and system stuff is, yeah. Come on. Not responding. Wow, I wouldn't have done this if I knew it would take this long. Yeah, this chat is lovely. Do I have any pets? No, I don't. No kangaroos, no. Or a koala. I would love a koala, but I don't have a koala. Oh. People in Russia, people in Romania. That's interesting. Because my dad's from Russia and my mom is from Moldova, which is right next to Romania. How interesting. Come on, stop not responding and work. Python is not fabulous. Python is not good. I don't like Python. It's not good. Oh, I brought the chat. Does GLFW support? Well, no. Oh, here we go. Well, my mom isn't from Romania. She's from Moldova, which is almost the same thing, but not really. How did you end up in Australia with that mixed parents? Because they came after the Soviet Union collapsed. They came to Australia, and then 2 years later, I appeared mysteriously. Wow, that's a lot of. Look at this. As predicted, map on map, map on map, map on map, map on map everywhere, and the duration in microseconds is actually kind of a big deal. By the way, look at that. All these maps and unmaps. Holy crap. They're like two microseconds each. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 16 microseconds average. That's more than a draw call. So our draw calls are actually the low end of the spectrum. It's the actual mapping and unmapping, as I've been saying for the last 4 weeks, which is the problem. Anyway, there are way too many functions. I think it's because we got everything selected. Can we just select a certain... Okay, I need to close this report before it crashes, like everything. That's very interesting, though. I need to look into that more when I have time. Okay, this is good. Yeah, this works now. I guess we should check the other tests, such as test 2D. Okay, that just works. Oh, well, obviously. The reason it works is because there are no virtual calls, virtual paths. I guess I could move this stuff into like fonts or something. This is a good this is a good opportunity to organize this stuff a bit more, because like, I mean, yeah, it just means that we don't have to. It just means that we don't have to we don't have to, you know, have all these here, and we can just refer to them by their virtual paths, and everything's fine. But anyway, I think I'm pretty happy with that. So we'll push. So 3D should be the default anyway. All right, cool. That's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. Anything I'm forgetting? No, everything works, so I guess it's gotta be right. Yeah? Yeah. All right, let's do it. Let's commit this to the VFS branch. Did I add any files? I did not. Image load was just that. Sure. Need to make sure that this isn't causing any problems either. Okay, good. Yeah, we wrote like basically this whole thing. Mm-hmm. Cool. And DirectX is back doing the default API. Good. And commit. Push. Okay. Now, how do you merge in Git? I've actually never merged in Git before. Merge? I'm assuming I need to switch to master first. I've actually never merged using Git before. Surprisingly. Somewhat surprisingly. What is Sparky? I can't believe people still have that question. Sparky is a game engine that I'm working on. And have been for the last year, which is why I'm surprised at the question. Unless you're just new, I guess. But, you know, still, no excuse. Okay, let's see. Merge. I had no idea how this is going to work. VFS. Just okay. Merge message or generate by Git. Maybe. Oh, hang on, no. Can I revert that? I should have done squash, maybe. Merge VFS. Oh, so you just do merge and then branch. Okay, good. I'm sorry, microphone. Okay, good. So it's like any other version control system. Sure. Okay. Merging in Git is fine. Merging in SVN is impossible. And yet I've done it. Alright, anyway. The problem is... Yeah, see, I don't like that. I don't like that. Oh, and that author's all messed up. Yeah, I need to squash this. How do I go back 2 commits? Can I just say I want to go back to here? Reset master this. Okay, good. There we go, done. Okay, now how do I delete further history? How do I get rid of everything else? Oh, I shouldn't have done this. I know this is going to be difficult. I want to expunge. There's a command in Versioner called expunge, and that is... I want that, basically. But for reals, how do I No, I can't revert because I already committed. I haven't pushed though, thankfully. Oh, okay. So I can create multiple heads, basically. Okay, like a Hydra. Okay, so I can create another commit now and it'll overwrite the changes? Is that what you're saying? Maybe. Maybe. So if I do another merge now from VFS, and this time I do hit squash, and I hit OK. Yeah, because they're still there. So you didn't reset, you fool. Clean up. Remove. Ignore. Remove all untracked files. That's not... I don't want to do that. I'd only want to do that for this, maybe. So if we revert, what is that going to revert? This is a disaster. I should not have done this. Okay, it's going to revert back to master. Okay, good. I really hope I don't end up losing code here. No, I can't. There's no way I lose code from this. Alright, done. And we need to also clean Sparky Core because I added some files. So let's just do a clean. Clean up. Done. Alright, so let's try this again. Sherlock, where are we at? Okay, good. There we go, in fact. They're gone. Fantastic. So now, I still don't know how I did that, but whatever. Merge from VFS. Squash. Okay. Successful. Yes. And now I do a commit. Awesome. This is what I wanted. So squashed commit of the following. Not going to care about that at all. Merge from VFS branch. And then if people care, they can look at that. All right. And then there's the added stuff. Oh, this is brilliant. TortoiseGit really set this up well. Commit. Push. To master. Yay. Okay, this worked out. This worked out well. Until someone opens up an issue tomorrow saying that their Sparky doesn't work. No. Oh, that's fine. Maybe. That's not good. I should have pulled first. Luckily, we're okay, though, I think. Push. Ah, I may have lulled it now. I may have really lulled it now. I don't know what. I need to check GitHub. I don't know what I just did. Git. What is your recently pushed branches? Okay, but I also pushed master just then. Merge branch master. What? What is this? What happened? What did I do? Okay, that's what is. Okay, what just happened? I don't know what I just did, man. It's weird though. Anyway, can I look at... Is that there now? It looks like it. Merge from VFS branch. Yeah, it is. So that other thing, what exactly was it? This, SP merge branch master. There are no files. I don't know, man. I think it's just a Git thing. I don't even know. Oh, that would be because I pushed after fast. That would probably be because I didn't pull first. Yeah, that... Okay, that's different. Alright, anyway. Whatever. It's fine now, I think. I can delete that branch. How do I delete the branch? Delete branch. Come on, man. I mean, I don't need to delete it, I guess. Okay, doesn't matter. Let's get the pull request that the guy did. Let's see what we got here. Alright, so someone opened a pull request. I'll quickly check this out now. with updated DX texture 2D to support mip mapping. How do I open a pull request? Rather, how can I get the pull request? Anyone know? Bonus points for someone who says how to do this using tortoise get or something, if it's even possible. It has to be. Maybe it's a... Well, it wouldn't be a branch. Remotes, origin, nope. I don't know where it would be. Clone his repo. Yeah, I don't want to... No, I can't do that. That'll take like 15 minutes. I'm gonna have to Google this. Here we go. Checking out pull requests locally. Oh, there's command line. Oh, cool. Okay, so I have to do that. I see. Sure. Oh, wait, what? Oh, okay. That's odd. Let's try this. I thought it was a full clone, but it's not. Okay. Wait, this pull though. You sure that's not gonna be a... Ah, it wasn't. Fantastic. Alright. He claims he fixed mip mapping. Let's see. Not even gonna see what he did. Let's see if it compiles. So far, so good. So what did he do actually? Like for realsies. Alright. So init data became... That was already there, I think, wasn't it? Oh, maybe not. I hate looking at GitHub's diff thing. I need to see it side by side. Can you do that actually? Maybe you can. Split. That's what I want. There we go. Much better. I'm used to this. Okay. So init data. Where is my normal map? Dare I say he's right though. But where's my normal map? Why is my normal map not rendering? Well, that was rendering before, right? Normal map checks out. False. False. Should be there for the plane. Cause that's true by default, isn't it? Yeah, what is normal map set to? I think it should be true by default. Really? It's false by default. Well, I guess there's no normal map. No. Hang on though. But M materials custom, which is the custom one, should have a set normal map, which sets using normal map to 1. So why is my normal map not rendering? Bro, that's not good. Was that rendering before? Did you guys notice? I don't think it's VFS issues. Don't think so. All right, let's just see what the... what is that again? Okay. Why are you sad? What? Oh. That normal map is not there at all. Why? And in fact, I think I have dynamic shader reloading, so I can just do... Oh, it's open. What? That's annoying. I can't save this. Anyway, that's clearly wrong. Let's see if that normal map gets loaded. I mean, I'm assuming it does. It has to, right? Because everything else gets loaded. Oh, this is bad. Yeah, this is a worry. Not that that matters in this case, because image load will resolve that. It doesn't have a /, so it's not a virtual path. But let's just see what it does with the normal map. This is very annoying. I guess that's what I want. /PBR/custom. Load image. Load image. Yeah, okay, so the physical path is that. And I'm guessing it loads it. Yeah, it does. It's okay, so it definitely finds that it just loaded everything. Alright, and it would have said could not load image anyway. Unless that was null pointer or whatever. Why then? Why is my normal mode not being rendered then? I'm very confused. Is it has, maybe it's the mip mapping. Maybe it is the mip mapping. Let's try the sponsor scene. I want to see if the mip mapping works at all. I will check OpenGL in a minute. Yeah, I guess actually that would be a good thing to do. But then again, that is using a completely different shader and everything. Anyway, why would did he really do something that would have removed my thing? Don't think so. Change the net data. Lol. Alright. I should probably change this back to... It's really annoying that I can't save this. Why? That doesn't make any sense. Am I still holding on to the file? Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. No, I could... Did I really do that? Maybe I did do that. Read text file. Read file. I do close the handle to it as soon as I get the buffer out. Because there's a buffer. It's not like I'm forgetting a close handle. That's weird. That's very weird. Unless like there's, I don't know, I don't think there's a closed file. A closed handle should close it. Yeah, very weird. Very weird indeed. Oh well. Okay. Oh yeah, that's definitely mip mapping. Awesome. So we've got mip mapping now. Very aggressive mip mapping. That is so blurry. No. Oh, an ISO is kind of weird. Can't tell. I don't think there's any anisotropic filtering. Okay. Whatever, it looks 10 times better. It should also perform a lot better. Cool. Lots better. This looks a lot better with... A lot better with, I got it, what exactly? A lot better with, mirror mapping. Still really confused about that frame time though. Anyway, let's just spice this up a little bit. Okay, now we can move around. FPS style. Might even be a bit too fast. It's pretty cool. This is actually not a bad map for like a little first-person shooter game. Maybe I should put something like that together. That'd be fun-ish. Yeah, I'm just looking at the map mapping. I don't know. I guess it's decent. Like, that's what you want. So... And also, keep in mind, this is running my PBR shader whilst not actually being PBR, so that's also why the performance is a bit terrible. So it's a combination of the PBR shader, the fact that I'm mapping my constant buffers for every draw call, and there's also some little optimization things that are missing, like frustum culling. That's not huge, though. So yeah. What happens if I go through this door? Oh, I didn't even know this place existed. What is this place? Oh, it's just a thing. And then now I'm outside. Huh. Interesting. Very interesting. Oh, and then there's like these little windows. Whoa. With no back faces. Well, I guess culling is on. Cool. Not too bad. This is the first scene that Sparky ever renders. Now with MIP mapping in DirectX. Alright, let's see if OpenGL butchers my normal maps. I imagine it would, right? It has to. Like if DirectX is not rendering them. Yeah, wall hacks everywhere. No. What? So my normal map is here. Hold on a minute. Maybe it's MIP mapping my normal map so hard. Maybe it's MIP mapping. Maybe it's MIP mapping my normal map so hard that it's reducing it to a solid, to like the lowest MIP. That's impossible. It can't actually do that, can it? Also, Visual Studio is like freezing. Yeah, that's very weird. Okay, sure. MIP levels. MIP levels. Where did you get MIP levels from? Where do MIP levels come from? Ah, 1. Okay, sure. Oh, here we go. Oh, you have to tell how many MIPs you want as well. Interesting. Yeah, that's... I'll fix this conventions, I guess. This should be on a new line. That plus plus should be post increment in this case, just because of convention. I'm quite. What is going on, Visual Studio? Okay. I'm a little bit concerned that this is happening though. Is it his code? Let me just quickly do something. DX texture 2D. I can just do this, can't I? Let's just try. Oh, what? Oh, it's because I'm in freaking this land. Told us git diff with previous version. Okay, looks like he had several commits as well. Let's pull up my DX texture 2D. Platform, DirectX, texture 2D. Raw. Alright, let's just quickly paste this in, compile this, and then see if this displays the normal map. It does. So it is his code. Huh. That's weird. That is weird. Is it because of sample level 8? Why is this set to 8? What? Why is this magically set to 8? This should just be sample. What? That's not his code at all. That's me. Or whoever did that. Which is probably me. What? The fudge. Holy crap. Why? Where did that come from? I need to blame that, honestly. I'm about to Git blame that. I've never blamed in Git. There we go. Oh, that looks great. Look at that. Beautiful. Oh, my goodness me. I'm actually, yeah, let's blame this. Okay, how do you blame in Git? Git blame. Mwahaha. Of course it's all gonna be me. This is clearly me. I'd love to see what commit I did this in though. Looks like it's all in the same commit. So it was in that initial commit. Why? Why? Does OpenGL do that as well? Surely not. No, of course OpenGL doesn't do that. What? I cannot fathom why I would have done that. Okay, it's good now though. Alright, so here's what's gonna happen. Let me go back to my master. I'm committing this fix. Master. Is still a local change, technically. Yep. Commit. Fixed unknown normal map sampling comedy in PBR shader for DirectX. I'll say fixed weird normal map sampling comedy. Fixed normal map sampling comedy. My goodness, though. Let's just push that out there. Oh my goodness. I don't get that at all. I don't know, maybe I don't think I was drunk, but I don't know why I did that at all. Maybe I was testing mid mapping and then I just left it like that though. Goodness. All right, anyway, and then the only thing I want him to do is fix up 2 things. Okay, I guess this guy literally just updated 13 minutes ago his thing. Oh, the color conflicts. Okay, whatever. So, Brotherhood of Ham. I don't mind that, but this. Oh, whatever. It's fine. I'll merge it. Done. Awesome. So, we now have that done. Issues. This is... Can I say that it was fixed in a certain commit? I should delete that branch as well. That's annoying that I have to write the SHA, but I guess I can do that. Can't copy it though. 3A83 BBA. Added, I guess. Okay, sure. Sweet. We're doing this. Milestones. 33% complete for the release. I haven't added all the issues. But we're on our way. Exciting. So anyway, thanks for watching the live stream. I'm going to end it there. This could be a fun little thing. I might even just... I think I'll just put this on... I assume I'll just put this on... I'm not gonna, I don't think I'll put this on my main channel. I'll keep putting these things on Channel Archive, but I feel like people from the main channel would want to see a lot of this as well. Maybe I'll make summaries or something. I don't know, because these are all over the place and they go for like 2 hours. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this live stream. Yeah, don't forget to check out Sparky, of course, and yeah, follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/thechono. I always tweet out when I'm streaming there, so it's the best place to not to not miss out. And yeah, I don't know when I'll stream next, but I hope you guys have a good night or good morning or good afternoon wherever you are, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye. Whoa.